Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Folks, thank you so much. I have to admit, I didn't write a speech. I just wanted to come up here and speak from the heart. Folks, thank you all, to those who are here in person and to those attending online. Thank you for being a part of the 2020 Libertarian National Convention. I know that I speak for my running mate when I say that we are both honored to be running as your candidates for president and vice president. And what an important time to be running. Folks, look at what we are facing right now. We are facing the worst pandemic that this country has ever faced because the federal government refused to allow medical professionals to test and treat patients for COVID-19 for the first several weeks that the disease was here. And as a result of that, we are facing unprecedented lockdowns across the country where small businesses are deemed non-essential and shut down indefinitely. Big businesses are given trillion-dollar bailouts, and the rest of us were given $1,200 and told to stay in our houses until further notice, and if any of us refused to comply, we would be arrested and put in jail, where we'd be almost certain to get COVID-19. For our safety, almost certain to get it, for our safety. We are facing protests across this country in response to police brutality and disproportionate use of force against the most marginalized among us as a result of unaccountable militarized police state that has incentivized bad policing, punished good policing, and driven an ever-growing rift between the police and the public that they are supposed to serve. We are facing ever-skyrocketing costs for the things that we need to survive and thrive: healthcare, housing, food, higher education. We are facing a gap between those who have and those who have not that is growing at a frightening pace. And we are seeing Americans across the political spectrum showing record levels of distrust for this government. And what does this government do in response to that distrust? Why, they put up the two worst candidates in recent memory. Donald Trump, a lifelong crony who has leveraged the power of government to harm people and destroy their lives for his own direct profit, a man who said that he would drain the swamp only to become the king of the swamp creatures, and Joe Biden. I know, that's literally who they put up. And Joe Biden, a man who is one of the architects, who has been one of the architects of the military-industrial complex, the militarized police state, the war on drugs, and every other bad government policy for the past 60 years when he hasn't been busy sniffing children. We are facing the logical conclusion of the Republicans and Democrats having control of every lever of power in government for over 160 years and using it to take the power from us and give it to themselves and their well-heeled billionaire cronies at our direct expense. And who is the alternative that we have given to this? Dr. Joe Jorgensen. That's right. That's right. That's right, Joe Jorgensen, a brilliant, self-made entrepreneur, a woman who is ready to lead from day one, an accomplished orator who is able to break down point by point and case by case how the Republicans and Democrats have put us in the mess we're in and how our common sense libertarian solutions are the way out of that mess. Solutions, thank you. Solutions that come not just from Joe and me in the White House, but from all of our amazing down-ballot candidates across the ticket. And that's why Joe and I are working directly with the state and local affiliates and with the candidates themselves to promote this entire Libertarian Party slate in all across the country, unlike ever before. The American people demand change. And I don't have to tell you that when we get on that debate stage, the American people will see that Joe and I, the Libertarian Party, and our movement are the change that we all need. And that's where you come in. You, the grassroots army of liberty, fighting for a world set free in our time, are the lifeblood of this campaign. You are the ones going and knocking on doors and organizing your community and making phone calls and getting petitions signed, waking your community up to the libertarian message of self-ownership, of non-aggression, of peace and freedom, and winning converts over to our side. When we end the wars overseas, bring the troops home, and allow the healing to begin, it will be because of you. When we end the war on drugs and free its victims from their cages, it will be because of you. When we get the government out of healthcare and allow the costs to go down and the access to true affordable care to go up, it will be because of you. When we end the militarized police state and allow the rift between the police and the public to finally begin to heal, when we end the Fed and the IRS and remove the barriers and burdens that government has put in place, and the IRS, and the IRS, and the IRS, and the IRS. And remove all of the government's barriers and burdens so that we can thrive and prosper. When we end the ATF and the National Firearms Act so that you can defend yourselves and your loved ones and your communities in the way that you see fit. When we end the crisis on the border and set those families free from those camps. When we end the duopoly's gravy train and kick the cronies out of DC. When we take the power out of the hands of the Republicans and the Democrats and their cronies and put it back in your hands where it always would belong. When we pave the way for all of us to live freer and safer and happier lives, it will be because of each and every one of you and the work that you do every single day. Right now, I want you to know that all of you are the foundation upon which the movement for human liberty is built and the very engine that drives it. You are the power. Now let's go win this thing.